Welcome back to this week's episode of Diablo and Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be trying out his new level 4 talent and seeing if it makes us feel like a better tank. Spoiler alert, it probably won't. Anyway. Yeah, here we go. Team Cops, Kael'thas, Leoric, Phoenix, Diablo, Medic versus Zarya, Gul'dan, Stitches, Malfurion, and Zagara. Right off the bat, I'm going to mention, because I often off the bat with this shit, your W is going to be your main method of heals with Diablo. So when you don't take Souls to the Flame at 4, you're basically gambling all of your survivability on landing that stun, that wall stun. Because you only get the armor with the level 4 talent, is it even called? Sacrificial Soul, if you land the stun. Which is... yeah. Pretty junk. The fact that you get 50 armor if you land it at 100 souls is great, but if you don't land your stuns, which is very likely, you're well, you've just thrown away everything that your character does. So keep that in mind. I don't think this talent is going to be any good, mainly because of the ability to miss. Just period. That's it. But anyway, we're still going to give it a shot. It's still going to synergize mainly with Diablo's APOC pick build. So you don't want to take Lightning Breath if you're taking Sacrificial Soul. You want to build Fire completely if you're going to be taking... wow. I completely fucked up his combo. Yeah, but if you're building... don't die. Oh, that's a bummer. Traded the Medic for the Gul'dan, though. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you're taking Lightning Breath, you're going to take full Fire build, and that is a completely different way to play Diablo. That is more a classic tank style of play, whereas Diablo with Q is more of a... I didn't mess anything up there. Whereas Q Diablo is a pick tank. You are going to hit your R button, hit your Q button, and then hit your E button on a single target. Hopefully your team is going to follow that up. Really annoying. The roots are actually stopping me from landing full combos, which is... I hate it. So yeah, keep that in the back of your head if you're ever playing into Diablo and you need a good healer to stop his engage. Malfurion, it's the way to go. We're going to keep picking up globes here because we did take the Devil's Due talent at level 1. I think Devil's Due is just the pick. Cannot pick anything but that talent, with the exception of Soul Shield. Soul Shield is incredible, but you do have to be aware of what you're doing when you're going in, what you're up against, and how to hit that button. We waited that time. we waited that time. That was good. Unfortunately, all that damage went on to Stitches. Nice. We're going to take him out. That was plenty for us. Gul'dan's been free throwing his damage at us from the sidelines there, but that's no big deal. Now, we're at 85 souls, so once we hit 100 souls, we do come back. That doesn't mean we're going to just run in hard suicide into the other team. We do want to make sure that we can come back and that our death is actually useful if we do die. But, that being said, we do have the ability to drop our death timer to 5 seconds once we hit 500 souls. The other thing to note about when you hit 500 souls, big stun into the wall. on the Malfurion. It looks like the team is just barely going to miss going onto him to get the kill, which is a little bit sad, But at least he didn't root me that time, right? When you hit 100 souls with this build, your Q charging into the wall is going to give you 50 armor. I couldn't charge her there because I was rooted. Isn't that wonderful? If we had taken Souls to the Flame, which is the W talent, which is the best talent, we are going to get an additional 1.3% of its damage dealt per soul. So, math is hard. That's 2 zeros. So that's 130%. When you are 100 souls stacked, you're getting 130% of the damage back in health as the W returns, right? Because Unleash Spire Wave, targeted area, deal 16 damage each. Once they reach maximum range, dealing an additional 49 damage. Diablo deal heals for 130% of the damage dealt to heroes. Oh my! So that's already healing us for 130% of the damage. And this is going to heal us for an additional 100. So 260% healing on the W. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Whereas this is just giving us 50 armor, maybe. You tell me. You tell me. It's supposed to enable this kind of diving Diablo playstyle, but I don't really think that's good. Because when Diablo goes in, especially if you're playing Diablo against people, like if you picked early Diablo in the draft, you're probably going to be playing against a Tychus, probably going to be playing against a Leoric. Hell, you might even get this fucking Malfurion shit, which is just awful. But, all that being said, you're going to get hard countered if you pick Diablo first. It's just, he's apparently got a bit of an anti-following. So, he used to be the strongest tank, but they recently nerfed his Q build, which is the build that we're essentially playing now. And, no longer is he going to be able to... Nailed it. Way to go, medic. No longer is he able to just kill squishies all by himself. Blizzard decided that it was time to take his Q build, nerf it into the ground, and force him to set up more for his team with it than to... And I hit a root and completely fucked up my combo. Man, that is annoying. Still going to get the kill with their Scratches of Justice, but that just feels really bad. Really, really bad. I should have queued her immediately into the wall there. We just barely missed it. Still gonna get the kill, but she was against that wee little rock to our left there, and I just kind of let her go. Camp is an easy take here, so we're just gonna pick it up. We're gonna do it. We're gonna yeah, there we go. I mean, you know what camps do. They push the lane. The building's got no wall. It's got no fountain. And it's got relatively low minion wave support at the moment. Yeah. One of the things they took away from Diablo that I really wish that they hadn't is he used to have a talent where he would just get Burning Rage anytime he used his W. It was an older talent, like during his first rework, which was a lot of fun. But I think what they did, yeah, they baked it into Hellfire, and it's not very good anymore. Typically, you're taking Hellfire for this spell power to increase your damage on your lightning breath, but it doesn't do much for us in this build. We did not actually get anything off of that Hailfast stun combo, which is really sad, mainly because our abilities weren't up, and I didn't want Stitches hanging out in the back. Putting Malfurion into the wall, we're going to hit our APOC. He's going to die, no thanks to us being feared by the Gul'dan. Kind of a dick move. And now we've got to save our Phoenix, who's going to get hooked in the middle of his teleport and just eaten to death. A little bit sad. A little bit sad. We're not going to grab him. There's no point. I don't think between the three of us we can actually stop Stitches. So he's going to take a little bit of health off him, get back to doing things. Diablo is another tank who, like ETC, like Garrosh, like even Arthas to some extent, does want to find a good bush, find a good angle that the enemy team will not suspect him from, and then just dive. Just hard dive. Smash him into a wall, slap him up with the Malevolence, and, you know, show him who's boss. Medic going into the maw, nothing that we can do about that. Enemy team is getting backed up quite far, though, and our Guardians are spooting down that fort, and we're going to make it out of here. We're going to take a lot of damage, but we're going to leave. One of the things to remember about your Q is that it's not always needed to slap people into walls. You can use it to peel. You can use it to save your life in situations like that. You just have to make sure that you're using it to get to a target away from the enemy team. So there is a little bit of nuance there to Diablo. Hitting your Q on, in that specific situation, I used it on someone who was farther away from their team laterally, just to get away, because there was nothing that I could dodge to behind all of them, right? So just keep that in the back of your head. Be aware of your surroundings and your kit. Understand what you're doing. It takes some practice, but she didn't get hit into the wall. She would be dead right now. But she slid off the very edge of the wall. Her hitbox is nanometers too small to get the stun, which is why I think this build, I mean this talent specifically, is such shit. This build is amazing, but yeah, kind of fucking don't like Q talent. Stitch is going to waste his Gorge. Zarya thinking she can come up here. Had I used my E instead of my Q, we would be doing much better. She would be dead. One of the other kind of things to know about Diablo is our Malevolence at 7. This talent is mandatory unless you're building for W and Lightning Breath. But I didn't know this up until recently. This talent is going to let your autos do a ridiculous amount of damage after your spell casts, but it stores the charges. So, what I've been doing for the longest time is hitting Q, hitting an auto attack, then hitting E, then hitting another auto attack, then hitting W. But you could just go in Q, E, auto attack once, hit W, and then auto attack 2 more times. Ouch. Ouch to all of this. Ow. Ow. Okay, we're dead. We finally died. It took a lot for them to kill us, and we're going to take the Zagara out on the side there. Fantastic stuff from our resident space crab. And we just used all of our souls to come right on back with Leoric coming down for the flank from up top. Oh, and there goes our Phoenix. As of right now, we are 2 for 1, but we do have our souls here. Oh, Malfurion. Oh, the poetic justice that was that kill. Thank you so much for stepping up there and letting me use my little demon scratches on your face. So good. So good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Anyway, where was I? So that was 3 for 2, basically. The Leoric flank really saved the day on the edge there. Okay, I guess the enemy team wants to keep fighting. I didn't have my charge up, and I am apparently going to get Maud? I didn't think I was in the circle, but I do have a fat demon hitbox, so that's a thing. We only have 1 stack of our 13 quest, sadly. We need 5, I believe, to complete it and get the armor shred. There's 2. Magically enough, Zarya got knocked into the wall that time, but the Malfurion roots, again, are going to destroy us. She slides off the corner again. Oh my god. Thankfully, Kael'thas landing a huge stun and flame strike. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Got her. There we go. Just had to stop her from leaving, you know. Just had to give her a little bit of tickle. Come back this way. 2 out of 5 feels bad, man. Should be 3 out of 5 right now. Yeah, 15 armor reduction. I don't know if this stacks up to 30 with the domination. I haven't actually been able to try it. You need a specific kind of corridor to get a double Q stun, which is difficult to come across, especially on this map. This map is kind of open for what it is. But the 16 talent is never going to change. Even when you are playing fire build, you're still going to take domination. Because what it does is your E is going to reset your Q. And you can use your Q to get in range for your E. I could have stunned him into the wall there. Could have stunned him into the wall there. But anyway, your Q in this build specifically with this level 13 talent is going to be the centerpiece of the build. So it's where your engage comes from, it's where your damage comes from, it's where your mobility comes from. You just want to have it available. So being able to use your E to get the cooldown back, which is not insignificant BTW, it's 13-second cooldown. But if you hit your E on someone and get that right back, I'm going to get eaten. Fucking destroyed here, aren't I? Ow. Oh my god, all the ults being used. Let's just use our APOC before we die. Try to force the enemy team to walk in weird directions. Phoenix is going to line up the kills here. Let's see if we can catch another angle while we're dead. Boss and the Zerg Wave are still slamming the core into oblivion. Zag thinking she can fight up against the Phoenix. Both Leo and I are dead, but so is the Zagara. There's nothing else that we really have to worry about, because the boss is just going to close out the game for us. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Using that water beam all over that core. Look at it. Look at it. Cute. How many times did we die that match? 2? Yeah, 2. Kael'thas taking the MVP with all of his flame strikes and stuns and stuff. Really interesting. Leo did fuck us. Totally. Our comp is fucked because of Leo. That was a draft conversation. Our 2 randoms were like, don't pick Leo, he's bad. I'm like, please read more, because Leo is incredible. So, anyway, here's the talents again if you need them. Devil's Due, pretty standard unless you're taking Soul Shield. Sacrificial Soul is not worth it. Just don't do it. Get more used to the healing from your W. It's going to save you in more situations than it's going to harm you. And it's just going to do more for you than this talent does. This talent just does not do enough, honestly. Malevolence at 7, pretty standard. Hard to pick anything else. APOC, because you want that single target explosion. This fucking Malfurion now, man. This fucking Malfurion. Anyway, and Devastating Charge, Domination, these 2 never change for this build. Your W talents will change for 13, but not 16 if you're going Lightning Breath. And then 20, you will usually take Bolt of the Storm, Hellgate, which is going to allow Diablo to blink and put down a stun underneath him. So basically you just blink onto somebody, you grab them with your E, you stick them back in the stun pit, and then ta-da, secondary APOC. So, and it gives him a shit ton of mobility. Lord of Terror I think is fine in specific like double tank situations, because it does give him a fair amount of health back, but I don't think it's as good as Hellgate. And for the same reason, I think both of those are better. Well, the Apocalypse upgrade isn't terrible because it can potentially reduce the cooldown of Apocalypse by quite a bit, and it also casts it on your death. So it's kind of like a death apocalypse, like a death mosh, but a death epoch. I just don't. I haven't had enough experience with it, I guess, to know if it's really super pickable, but it could be. But anyway, that was Diablo. I hope you got something from that. Obviously, he is a very setup, dive-heavy tank. You gotta have damage who is capable of following up and really confirming the kills that you're getting going. So, yeah, I did more than their tank, right? That's good stuff. Oh man, this is a huge game. This is a huge damage game. Yes. Say yes to Mana Addict. Anyway, I am talking about nothing. So, see ya tomorrow. Yesterday was White Mane, today was Diablo. Tomorrow will be Alexstrasza, the Dragon Queen. Whew. Get ready for that game. Yeah. And then Friday we'll just we'll see what's going on, see how we feel, see if we can find a better game to show off these newly changed champions. I just said champions because I've been playing League of Legends in the ARAM mode, so I apologize. We're going to check out heroes because they're heroes of the storm, and that's how we do things. Thanks for hanging out again, and I will see you next time.